ceritakan padaku bagaimana tempat tinggalmu yang baru.
Poin untuk pendekar.
sa Bunakas, bukan untuk ofensif jadinya, tapi untuk melarikan diri, dan itu dilakukan secara berulang terus.
Yeah, you were looking for it. And there's Joe. Again, that's something that some teams are actually falling for. Completely expect that. You know what? Yeah, we don't care. We're gonna go for no need for no.
Rocky, listen here. To mess up the academy. Do you mail? Or is it too dangerous?
Melissa can get kind of just two-shot by the, what do we call this?
Suyo?
The Suyo, so...
But you can go away. You can protect yourself.
You can go away, for sure. So... Super Marco, how confident is he? Melissa's a safe route, honestly. I don't think it's gone. Alright.
That's the same in and the Ruby. That's an XP lane Ruby if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, same with Melissa. You want to blazing duet into the Nether Realm, and just make sure that your teammates can fight through that shield.
Now what? Oh, and the pick. He has anything from a Lunox to a Harriet
to an Alice.
You can Alice if you like. I like the Ruby pick because it very specifically messes up the Suyo.
And it denies it for OHIM.
Yep, as a mobile jungler. Yeah. And the Cho and the Khalid. It just stands there.
Really good, really good. That's a reactionary pick, but it works for the slot, so why not? Lunox is looking like really good, but the Harif, of course. As usual, don't forget about the Harif.
Because again, you're reading into the Khalid XP, so you put the hero that can just mess up that quicksand.
Okay, Harif is pretty good. I'll say, you know what, Blacklist drafted a pretty solid lineup.
It's a
pretty few holes on it.
It's a good team fighting lineup.
Yeah, and for FCAP, they kind of need to pull up some extra movements to make this lineup work. Specifically, keep the Fanny alive and make sure that the Fanny can get away with the early game.
And of course, Few. Like, you gotta protect Few. He's the most immobile member of that lineup. Luckily, he's got a flicker on it. I don't know if that's enough. You think that's enough?
That's true. I don't know if that's enough because the thing is, it's gonna be very crucial. It's gonna be dependent on the setup.
Enough yapping. Let's throw it over to our casters to bring us the action for Game 3.
And now it's time for our time to yap. I agree, I'm on that train too. There's no few haters out there.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Is a idol of all, I would
kids.
say. Not just kids, man.
No, okay.
Adults as well.
All his fans are now adults, like me. I'm an adult.
You are an adult, Egon. You know what? Now, for this game, when we look at the lineups that are for game number 3, I like both of them because they also solve the issue that maybe some of them had in game 1, game 2. I feel like FCAP at this point just doesn't want to talk about game. Whoa, Lord JM. Okay, he is quite low. Good response coming up here from FCAP.
As they try to work on perks as well. Okay, so now the thing is for Blacklist, they know KLTZ has his Fanny, so there's this temptation, especially that they have the Cho and the Khalid, to invade early on. Not just to steal the orange or purple buff, but just to really try and delay and disrupt the farming pattern of KLTZ and give a lot of information for MP the King, especially because it aids the early game of Suyu if he has a lot of information gathered by perks.
Yeah, and I think that's why you have to. I mean, anytime you obviously have the Fanny on the lineup, you've got to kind of take care of it, take care of the buffs, make sure all those boxes are checked so that Kyle TZ can do what he needs to do. And that's really just scale out of his mind and then just be, a Beyblade of damage.
Beyblade.
Oh, right. This is exactly what I was talking about. So, hey, first blood going to the hands of Kyle TZ there.
Okay.
You can already see it.
So right now, you know that Kyle TZ wants to... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, they're going right now. Clap TZ.
Here he is.
Early on, but Kyle TZ swings in with the cables onto MP the King. Might be able to bring him down, and Few will take him down. That's 2 kills for Falcons AP Brent. So this is a good start for Kyle TZ because the last time that we saw Kyle TZ, now they're going to work on the turtle first. 2 members of the agents are here working on Lord JM. They're going to bring it down once again. Few picks up his 2nd kill. And they're not going to start yet the turtle because Kyle TZ has to go back.
Yeah, they at least delayed the turtle being taken here, but FCAP finding quite a few kills this early in the game can help them scale up, especially Few. We were just talking about Few and how he is going to be scaling really well Now the fact that he's got 2 early kills on this, you know, you play into your power spike and the fact that you also have this Eternal Guard and good damage to kind of deal. No one's going to get the turtle just yet. Looks like, you know, Kyle Teasy wants to get both buffs, but it'll be Blacklist that starts it up and go for this. Good flicker out.
Good flicker out for a few and a good catch from Ogwin. Haji with another up trying to save Perks. But Flap TZ goes in from the backline. AOG will be casted but will be evaded by Perks and Suyu. MP the King gets the turtle as Blacklist tries to disengage.
Good effort once again. Blacklist, really what they're trying to do there is just kind of cause that distraction, allowing MP the King to get the objective, and they do it just that. When you're falling behind a little bit in the early game, that's really what you got to do. You know, your team has to come together. You have to be able to get the objectives once they're for the taking here and kind of slow down that momentum that was being built up from FCAP. So taking a look at the items too real quick. No first items locked in just yet. Flap. First one.
Pops is revitalize. Gonna out-sustain the damage coming in from MP the King as Ogwen and Kyle TC goes in. Will he try to go for the engage? He's gonna be disciplined enough not to get tempted by getting those extra kills as it forces out a reaction from Blacklist. Now Perks will just really give a lot of information to MP the King by trying to camp out in the jungle of Kyle TC.
Yeah, this is the thing. Anytime you have that Cho locked in, man, like you have to be going, providing the vision, mid lane.
Good catch there for Ogwen. That was one of the most obvious catches that we know is gonna happen, but it still amazes us.
Yeah.
And it gets a kill onto Haji.
Whew, that's really tough to deal with when you have that much burst, you know, because that's one of the great things about having a Fanny. Like, you don't know, or against it, you don't know if it's going to show up or not. And so that's the call signal that goes to Kyle TZ, shows up in the mid lane. And what I was going to say about Perks is he's got to be able to find vision, provide that, but also keep tabs on Kyle TZ. And then you're going for pickoffs, right? Like, you're trying to get the pickoff potential here because you have the Cho. Maybe even sometimes it's just to disengage, though. And with the way things are going right now, FCAP will continue to find some of these wins across the map. But Blacklist is doing a good job at, despite the momentum, again? Perks.
Gonna catch Perks. Was popping the ultimate of view onto Perks, but Perks manages to survive. That's a good initiation from Falcons AP Brent, forcing out Blacklist. Okay, 2 ults, but Perks is still here. They want to go right after Kyle TC. Lord Game goes in with a raging Sandstorm, but Kyle TC answers right back with a cut onto Perks. Turtle will be slain. And now the clash will disengage. MP the King is still alive here. A 1-for-none trade. And Blacklist still got the turtle. Yeah,
you gotta give it up. MP the King, despite all that chaos, goes in, gets the turtle. Those were 2 pretty big ultimates, though, used earlier on against Perks before the turtle was actually committed to. So, like I said, Blacklist will try to find what they can. Keep things steady at this point. Oheb, farm it up.
Wow. Oheb going up against 3. But that might be just too deep because Flappy was there with the taunt. And they're going to shut down the Filipino sniper. Haji wanting to go right after Ogwen with the Ghost Bursters. Flap TZ Super Marco continuing to work onto Haji. Okay, Flap TZ goes in up against 3. Perks with the kick. But they're going to be able to survive that though. No trade for Blacklist that time.
Yeah, no trade. Flap there just the whole time on this. Got a Kacha as well, so he's going to be, you know, causing a lot of issues when he's just roaming around with everybody else. And you can see how tanky he is, plus the Revitalize when they have that available. So trying to hold it down. There's still some good pushing, of course, happening from Lord JM. Not sure if he continues. He's going to cut that wave. There's the jump.
IOG, I am offended. There's literally no escape for Perks. During that time, got bursted down by the hands of few. And again, a beautiful pick off there for Falcons AP Brent. In the last 2 or 3 minutes, they got Perks twice.
Yeah, I feel like he's having a difficult time. I think it, you know, like, especially for Cho, it's hard because you're trying to provide that vision, but then sometimes when you get so crowd controlled, thrown up into the air, whether that's Avatar the Guardian or the Eternal Guard, you know, you only got a flicker, and you have to, you know, of course, like, you can get out some of the crowd control, if you can know, but it's still, when it's layered properly, and that's what FCAP's been doing every time. Perks' job is so difficult here.
Oh, beautiful catch once again. But Perks manages to escape. Here comes the Jin Kun Flicker combination. Gonna catch 2, but no follow-up yet from the agents. Turtle hasn't been started yet. Falcons AP Brent has a 1.9k gold lead. Now the story of game number 3 is that MP the King continuing to get these neutral objectives. Two turtles under his name. We'll see if that's the same result for this Turtle King.
They're going to fight for Blacklist getting in position. Couple shots with Super Marco. OJM will heal back up. Now Perks, he's got the way of the dragon. No flicker though, so this is a little difficult as they force FCap off the turtle. There's the jump though.
Flap. AOG from Flap TZ as Kyle TZ gets the turtle, but Blacklist wants to counter engage. Here he comes the Nether Realm with the Raging Sandstorm. They're gonna bring down Flap TZ. Perks with the king onto Super Marco, but Marco stays alive and bulletproof. As Falcon's AP Brand need to retreat. Lord JM goes in right after Fihu and brings him down, but a killing spree coming in from Kyle TZ as he also brings down Haji.
Yeah, at least Blacklist will get something out of that. You know, there was a response there too, but FCap also got that turtle, so still, Blacklist will find those wins where they can, trying to get themselves to be in a fighting position for the Lord. You've only got the Starlium Scythe and the Feather Heaven right now for Oheb. He's got to go ahead and continue to farm up. He's not too far behind Super Marco, so that's okay, but you can see Super Marco's got the 2 items that he...
Okay, we want to be the 2 junglers, but Khaleesi doesn't know that there are 2 members here, but still gets the kill onto MP the King. Now this is a different kind of TZ as Open continues to work on Oheb and Perks. Super Marco goes into the BMI Flap. TZ's here this side. He's still at the AOG. Will they commit this overextension though? Okay, so Kyle TZ, if you could recall the last Fanny game of Kyle TZ, there were a lot of almost kills. I know he ended the game 1-0-4 despite his amazing heroics as Perks and Oheb trying to defend their tier 1 tower. Ogun goes with an offended play, but Perks dashes out. Now going back to my point, Kyle TZ this time is a different beast. He ended that game, the last Fanny game, 1-0-4. They won. Yeah. Luckily because Super Marco was Super Marco, doing just Marco things. This time he's starting out strong, 4-0-2. Not a lot of almost kills because this time he gets the job done.
Gets the job done, but a lot of that too. Kyle TZ, again!
Oh, okay. Forcing out the salmon. Oh, look at Flap TZ. That's a follow-up you want for your finals MVP. Good kill onto Oheb. AOG casted perfectly to bring down the Filipino sniper.
Before that all broke out, what I was going to say is, you know, Kyle TZ, the reason why he's having this kind of game on the Fanny is because, again, his instincts are really good, but also just the vision that FCap's providing him, whether that's Ogwen or even Flap, the fact that he's just been roaming around for the most part, is so pivotal to make this work. And this is going to be a difficult Lord. Blacklist actually wants to contest this. It looks like they do half health right now. Lord JM a part of the fight as well. They're going to go press it forward.
Oh, Open goes in, Flicker in. Nether Realm coming in from Haji, who's going to get the Lord here. As Super Marco goes in with a blazing duo. MP still gets the Lord in exchange for Perks, and that was a well worth it trade for Blacklist.
Yeah, that's a trade for them. And even so, I got to say it, MP has been doing a good job at locking down the objectives with the Retribution, but for FCap, they'll continue to at least get some turrets if they can. They got to deal with this. They'll clear it out really quickly. Their lineup's good for even on a defense if they end up there.
Yeah.
But this is a good step in the right direction for Blacklist. It's just how do they capitalize on this, or is it just going to result into, you know, merely nothing? They might get a turret, maybe the mid lane tier 1 if they can, but expect FCap to hold on to as much as they can. Even so, Super Marco, he's at the point where, you know, he can clear things really well with just the blazing duet. So finally, tier 1 top side will go down. Lord's already worked on. So Blacklist, what else can they take from this? And this is where, Ingan, we start to see that transition here where these gold laners are going to be also very crucial in this. You can see Super Marco, he's got the 3 items he needed. Going to be working on the next. Oheb's still relatively doing good at farming up. Still working on the Holy Crystal though. And I feel like once that comes online, then these objective fights could get a little dangerous for FCap if they fight into it, because again, Nether Realm is also going to be great. No matter how many times Haji dies, Nether Realm's value is always going to be playing a part in those fights.
Yeah, especially since we all know that Kyle TZ, once the clash starts, he'll go in late entry, but he's gonna lock onto Oheb, and Oheb alone. Might go for MP the King if ever there's Lord objectives, but we've seen this yesterday with a lot of Fanny plays, how Hayabusa plays were in.
Yeah.
The jungler during a big clash just literally goes for the gold laner, then goes out, and that's their job. Their job's done. If they can go for more kills, great. But if they take out the first enemy, priority first flop, Daisy goes in with the jump. Zaman Force will be casted by Oheb, and Perks with the kick. But Oheb's gonna fall down. few as well. The clash is still going. Azizi goes in for another kill, brings down Perks in exchange for Flap this time. Ogwen still here. Super Marco as well goes in with a BMI, locks his target onto Haji, forcing Haji to walk away.
If only they were able to rotate a little bit faster and be part of that fight a little bit sooner. That would have been a easy pickings for Super Marco, but great play once again from Blacklist. Look at Kyle.
Kyle TC knows. MPTK, okay, goes in for the cutthroat, but MPT King able to sustain that though. Luckily, he was in his immortal state, wherein he has extra additional damage reduction. And with that play, he's still able to get orange buff.
It's gonna be fine. But you can see, those windows for Blacklist International. They're there. The fighting potential is there as well. I think this still goes to it. You know, Perks has to be part of that equation. Where is he going to be able to get a pick off for them, or at least get the kick in the right direction? You know, that's part of it. Sometimes that's what the game comes down to for these choke picks. Because once you go in with initiation, like the flicker combination we're used to seeing.
Okay, beautiful winter crown play coming in from Super Marco. Will he be able to evade the potential death? He did. BMI out, goes in, Falcons AP Brent with a counter attack. Azizi swinging with his cable. Gonna bring down MP. The King says hello as well as Perks and Lord JM has to retreat here. And you thought when Super Marco was in trouble, don't forget he's bulletproof.
He's bulletproof right now for
ini kan lagi gue tahan ya, si Pak Usman kan minta kanan konsultan, halo, buat BA uji coba kan dia mau minta.
Still no MP the King, a conceal coming in from Falcons AP Brent Ogwen. Will he be able to catch him with the I'm offended play? Flap TZ tries to zone out Perks. Here comes Haji. Oh, okay, Kyle TZ gets the Lord. Might be able to take down Perks as well. Super Marco with a blazing duet! A double kill. Netherworld coming in from Haji, but is it going to be enough though? Because Kyle TZ is here swinging with the cables, plus the cutthroat to bring down OM. Kyle TZ. Cutthroat to bring down OM. Kyle TZ. Azizi still alive. Ogwen catches him and brings down MP, the King.
MP wanted to go for the Queller, but Ogwen's like, no, sir, you're not. I'll catch you. Again, it was a good attempt. Blacklist really was trying to delay that Lord just maybe another, couple seconds than MP, but it was unfortunate. They did not buy enough time. They tried even with the Raging Sandstorm from Lord JM. But FCAP played around that really well, and now they'll get a ton of turrets and space to work around this Lord. So Blacklist will go ahead and clear this one out. They're going to try to hold on to as many base turrets as they can, but it's whittled down already in the mid lane.
Super Marco manages to get another inhibitor down bottom. So one inhibitor turret left for Blacklist. They do have a turret up top, second tier turret. And Falcons AP Brent really just displaying how their chemistry has been building up all throughout the years. You've seen it, Kyle TZ, they're able to make him go crazy, 905 KDA, and the moments that you thought Kyle TZ or Super Marco was going to go down, Ogwen or Flap TZ is going to make a play to make sure to save their damage dealers.
Again, Flap just being that front side, him and Ogwen both doing a ton of work for the front line of FCAP, whether that's going to be a taunt with the Unbreakable or a pull from Ogwen with the I'm Offended. Right now, that's such a big, obstacle to get over if you're Blacklist International. And why they're kind of just dealing with this. I mean, look how far Oheb has fallen behind. He was keeping up with Super Marco for the longest time, but of course with the kills that he's gotten for Super Marco, he's even got a winner's crown now. He's pretty much locked in. Malefic Roar too is what's really difficult. Again, Blacklist International, their tankiest guys up in the front side are just gonna get, just deleted because of the fact that you have Super Marco unleashing with a Malefic Roar, has that armor penetration. And so you have to rely on a couple different things for Blacklist. If they actually decide to go in with Lord JM, just for the purple.
Perks goes in with a cheat gun flicker play. AOJ as well. Raging Sandstorm, all the ultimates being casted, but Ogwen with a beautiful seconds kill to keep Blacklist there. Double kill coming in from Kyle TZ. Now the chase is onto Lord JM. 5 members of the Bees. Lord JM trying to keep on weaving, trying to buy enough time for the agent to at least extend the game, but Super Kyle is here with the cables. He's gonna miss him though. Lord JM is still,
come on, Lord JM!
Oh, he's still alive!
You can't catch this wave, buddy!
Serves is his way out of harm's way.
Oh, man.
Oh, quick sand guard just to charge up once again. It bought enough time for Blacklist because Perks will eventually respawn. MP the King has a beautiful position here but gets spotted out by Flap TZ. Now Kyle TZ's mad. He wants to go right after Lord JM. That's the real Lord for Kyle. Lord JM, not the second Lord.
Lesson learned, guys. Don't chase a Khalid in your own games as well, because you're most likely not going to catch him or take him down. Oh, again, initiation, but looks like it's going to be a disengage. So still, Lord is up here. It's evolved now as well. They hold on to that one turret. Lord JM just being that guy right now.
Yeah, all throughout that time, he hasn't recalled yet because of the quick sand guard.
Doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
He was born to be here and do this. That's, you know, that's what Khalid is for.
Surfs up. Literally. So now, Blacklist, they're going to want to contest for this Lord. Kyle TZ just working on the mid lane. Let's see who's going to get the catch first.
There it is, Conceal. They're holding it at the half health right now, though. I think they still want to be able to have that advantage, and that's what they're going to do. MP also, he's been on point for the Retribution, so as long as he stays up, man, he might give Kyle a run for the money. And that's what FCAP's worried about too. They want to be able to zone him out. Can't catch him with the Unbreakable. Goes over the wall. And now, Court of the Health.
Raging Sandstorm coming in from Lord James, trying to zone out the members of Falcons. AP Brent's going to be a Retribution battle. He did two jugglers. Kyle TZ all of a sudden is gone. This might be an opening for Blacklist. The window keeps getting bigger and bigger for the Agents as they also bring down Flap TZ. Now Lord JM trying to keep Falcons AP Brent here. Super Marcos Immortality will be Poppy. Poppy's purified just to walk away. Now they're working on Ogwen. They might be able to catch him though. Haji trying to chase him. They don't have minions and they do bring him down. The Filipino Sniper will take down Ogwen, and Blacklist gets the Lord.
I don't know what it was, but maybe that journey around the map chasing Lord JM kind of tilted FCAP, because the game has been turned around for Blacklist International as now they march towards the base of FCAP.
It looks like what happened yesterday versus Omega working on Super Marco. Kyle TZ this time is here. Winter Crown plays Super Marco, goes in with the blazing to Weather True, doing the best to clear out the minions. Match point for Blacklist.
Oh man, you see a game slip through your hands, and that's what it looks like. What a play, what a kick. What discipline as well from Blacklist International just as a team here.
Lord JM, MVP Lord JM, Lord JM MVP.
Yep, oh man, Panel, Leo, Rockhart, what do you guys think about this one?
Safe to say, Blacklist is in your head. They live in your head rent-free, and one way or another, you will have to respond. Welcome back to the Infamous Game Tambayan. Let's talk about game number 3 and how for 95% of that game, FCAP was in control. Up until Lord JM said, hey, look what I can do.
Yeah, not just control, but I was dominant control. There were a lot of maps or areas on the map that were like no-go zones here for Blacklist International, and was just completely toppled by one team fight, specifically that last one on the Lord.
All right, fair enough. There was a moment in the 10-minute mark wherein maybe Blacklist could have clapped back, but FCAP just jogged into position. And then eventually, past the 18-minute mark, Lord JM said, hey, y'all are forgetting, I'm here. And some way, somehow, is it just me or did FCAP just bite down on the bait?
I think they did. I think they bought down it hard. And when they do that, you know what? People like Lord JM are the ones that punish really hard as well, with especially the Khalid pick.
And it's not just that one play. You can't say it was all on Lord JM. It was more of a downward spiral for Falcons AP Brent's discipline and focus. And now in hindsight, you can see that they were planning for that base race. They were looking to distract Blacklist long enough for waves to crash in through mid and bottom. But at the end of the day, it's also this Khalid that kept them alive.
That's true. I mean, the Khalid is such an anchor for these fights, especially after they kind of can't recover from a fight. And then again, this big one. This Kyle TZ disappearing here surprised me, to be honest. 19 minutes in, the death timers were so deadly, and Blacklist, they knew the mission. The mission was to hunt down these members one by one, make sure they can't fight back, And it doesn't matter if they have an exposed base, there was no way FCAP could fight back.
That's an international I love you from Lord JM. See, look, the story will tell itself via the numbers, man. 21-9. A huge amount of gold went through that shutdown on Kyle TZ, hence why 57k to 58. And not to mention the switcheroo. We were reading it as a XP lane Ruby, but eventually it was an XP lane Gatot with the Ruby in the roam. And this was all good up until the point it wasn't. Up until the point where even the team fighting may have gotten obscured to the point of the Lord playing a role. There was also that very impactful Lord knockup that, you know, benefited Black.
It messed it up a lot. It messed up the FCAP game plan a lot. Basically just tried to zone it out, let the Lord do some damage as well to the opposing team. It didn't work that way, man. And again, the Lord can be very feisty. Lord JM specifically was super feisty as well. That's a different Lord. He's still also a Lord. Overall, the control on the map was nullified, right? It was a shame because FCAP worked so hard to make sure that the flows were correct for that Lord fight. And that last one, and again, Lord JM really got into their heads, I think.
The fact that he's not on the big four means his effect on the game was intangible.
Psychological.
It was in that moment that it turned the tides. Look at the rich guy, Oheb. A good majority of why this GPM is the highest in this game is maybe because he got the shutdown gold and suddenly it spiked. And when you calculate for that on an average, it's higher than however much Kyle or Marco could have farmed.
He also got all of the assists after. After
so
that.
There's a lot of gold on Oheb, despite his average actually staying.
Yeah, Oheb was barely staying alive here, actually, for a majority of this game, and look at him. Dealing the final blow and making sure that they could also chase down Ogwen inside the base of FCAP after that happened.
And a good chunk of the damage he dealt was actually in the mid-game. Because if you remember, Marco got away with a lot, Kyle got away with a lot of Falcon's AP Bren could have fallen if only Blacklist had the closing power in the early to the late. Now we're approaching ultra late. That's where suddenly their clutch genes come in again. Flat easy damage taken is also the number one. He's a sandbag for this game. 160k about. He's number one in damage taken in the whole league.
Yeah, I mean,
this is his job.
No surprise, right? The way that Flapteasy plays is pretty much in your face each and every time, and he picks the exact heroes that needs to be picked in order to do that. So, you know what? Lord JM is catching up. Perks as well in that last one was a huge sacrifice for Blacklist International to make sure that, you know what, MP the King could still do some really crazy stuff. Make sure that Oheb stays alive, like as usual. And Haji keeping the team together while all the chaos was happening as well.
A good half of Blacklist efforts were put to not lose. Let's not lose for the first 17-18 minutes.
They're playing not to win, but not to lose.
And that's sometimes what you need. You know how they say playing not to lose is superior? No, that's what they needed to do at the time. FCAP was so dominant, but right then and there, when Lord James said, hey, I got them on me, I think I'm in their heads, let's go. They just needed that little nudge from the Lord.
Yeah.
This Lord and the other to go for the win.
It was the second part of that one, what we were saying that you don't always have to play to win. Sometimes you just need to know which battles to take. You just have to choose which fights to go for.
And FCAP went for a fight they could not win. They can't even start it against Lord JM.
Yeah, and they were doing that. They started that fight in a weird position where the rest of Blacklist are already surrounding them.
Yeah, and they were giving up map space that could have been taken care of if they let go of Lord JM.
Wow.
So now the question is, was that a big blunder? Could they have done so much better? Let's dig deep into the details and go over to Midnight to tell us more.
Blacklist International is 1 point away from dropping the world champions to the lower bracket and 1 point away from advancing to the semi-finals. An amazing game from the agents in game number 3. Welcome back to the stand. Hang up as Midnight and let's break down what happened in this game. Well, as you can see, Falcon's AP Bren, majority of this game, they had total control mula dito sa mga Bs on the back of an amazing Fanny performance from Kyle TZ. But what made this hard for Falcons AP Bren is Blacklist's ability to prolong the game to a point where the Lord Dance really mattered. This is where Blacklist International showcased their excellence in Lord Dancing, the Filipino Lord Dance as we call it. And makikita natin in just a bit yung replay kung ano ba yung nangyari dun sa last fight. It was the micro decisions that allowed Blacklist International to take that Lord away from Falcons AP Bren. Now, this clip, makikita nyo na yes, nakuha yung retribution, nakuha ng Blacklist International yung Lord, but if you slow it down even further, what happened here was Lord swayed Kyle Easy to getting into position to contest the Lord.